Good evening. Year end is rolling around. We are pushing on December here. It's the end of November 2023. And I just want to give a reminder to those families, couples, for instance, who, and not necessarily married, but perhaps one person is the head of a self-employment endeavor, entrepreneurial, small business, one person business. When we're self-employed, remember we're a business. But anyway, very, very often the other partner, whether they consider themselves part of the business or not, they often do things that contribute to the business. It could be they check the emails, or they work on the website, or communicate with customers, take messages, answer the phone, return emails, whatever it is. Sometimes it's just a few hours a month. But if that person is not working and creating an income otherwise, they're not earning the Social Security credits, as we've discussed before in the many other videos. And in time, they will be uninsured for Social Security disability, and or if they never became insured for Social Security retirement, they won't have a retirement benefit of their own based on their work record. So if this is someone's situation, and it could be you stopped working outside of the home due to growing medical problems, but are not on disability, or raising kids, caretaking for somebody. There's a plethora of reasons why people take time off from work, some of which are, personal, medical, or otherwise. This comes to mind to bring it up now because I just had one yesterday. And the person hasn't worked in a number of years, and their date last insured, DLI, is in about a month. So the person has already applied. So I have decided to step in and assist, because it will be the person's last bite at the apple unless the person goes back to work at least that minimal amount it takes to earn the Social Security earnings credits, which I have discussed in other video, to gain it back again and be able to file. So in that case, there was a self-employed partner, and help was given, but it was never considered like doing work. But it was, because you'd have to pay someone else to do it for the business. That could be, like I said, website, checking emails, every Friday or once a day, 5 minutes. This happens all the time, where there's a contributing party who isn't getting paid a paycheck per se, but they could be getting paid in kind other ways, such as all the income that comes in from the work they contributed, that little tiny work, goes into the one Social Security number of the other spouse, the heavy in the business, and not to, the minimally working person who doesn't consider the input as work, even though it is work activity that would be paid for if you had to go get someone else to do it. So when I say in kind, my thought, we technically have to report what we make in kind, generally speaking. And oftentimes it's, easy to not even realize that is something that could be done. So in theory, if you are doing a little bit of work for a business that you just figure you're doing it because you're nice and a loving family member, it would behoove possibly both the other worker, the partner, and the minimally working person to, throw a recognition of that work activity. Now, if the pay all kind of goes back together into one, in one pot to support the household, it's not really that difficult to figure out, well, how much work activity did I do that the money would be mine if I were to be like this, and get recognized for that, and for the payment that, of course, was naturally usurped by the household. Because if you did and you made a certain amount that reached the minimum amount for a credit in any particular year, what do you think this year it was? I want to say 1670. Anyway, something like that. And it will go up in 2024. But you can then have a credit. So like in this particular situation, this person's DLI date last insured ends end of December because there's been no work since 2017. So the 5 years is up. Prior to that, it was steady work. And it was because of medical problems. So what the person can do is take legitimate credit for the work contributed. What is the value of that in the open market? Reasonable, you don't have to go crazy, and receive it, even if you charge at a severely discounted rate. But if it's enough to get you one or more credits, that's going to extend out your DLI. In this case, this person could really, really use an extended out DLI because she has a month to ramp up any last minute treatment now that I'm on board and can point out what she would need to do. There's going to be no time. So if she had 4 credits, for that website made, might have taken a year because only can put in like, half hour a week, but that website got done, that would have cost X dollars. Even a simple website is a little costly, whether you charge it by the hour, by the flat piece, whatever, and report that as her own self-employed income. She's like contracting out to the other spouse her efforts, and there you could have a very legitimate, small but meaningful income in terms of the Social Security world and credits, and her DLI would be legitimately extended by probably, if she made over the $6,560, that would, and files a tax return paying on that net amount. So don't write off like 1,000,001 miles, of expenses. She would get all 4 credits, and then she would have a whole nother year of insured status. And if she could muster up, the ability to do, it's not gainful, it's not substantially gainful work, but it's work enough to earn the credits, very minimal part-time contributions that would be at a price in the open labor market, and actually gets paid for them via a 1099 at the end of the year, even if the money isn't coming in hand, it's coming in kind, because that's how family members tend to do it. That could really be a game changer for filing for SSD and having a window, a DLI, in which to fight the case. In this case, it may have been a person, delayed a little bit of delayed filing due to not feeling well, perhaps hoping one's going to recover, then they're going to go back to work. Like a lot of times people do not realize that they aren't going to be going back. I mean, they don't have a crystal ball like that. And many people who have been hardworking their whole lives are very optimistic. And perhaps we get in denial a little bit about our problems, our medical problems. And we're not maybe the people that complain about them. We just push through. There's just different people, right? So that's one way that this can happen. But do not forget about those little incidental contributions towards the business that would be paid for the business in any other scenario if that person wasn't around, and that business owner. So in which in this case, the major of the business is John Doe, right? Let's say he's got a delivery business and gets 1099s and or just collects money for bills for himself when he helps a customer. There might be a 1099 for if he has a big customer. Otherwise, he's just reporting that extra cash that comes in on his own. We still have to report it. And one of his expenses, I'm sure he has mileage in there, gasoline, all that kind of stuff. One of his other expenses would be the cost for the website. That is something that he should definitely consider what has been contributed to, what is clearly paid because he's using that money to put a roof over the head. It could be a total game changer for a person like this in terms of being able to keep this claim alive and now getting legal help, because without that extra time, I'm still going to try to help because I think the person deserves it very much. But it's like one of those 1%ers because there's only 1 month to give advice, on, you should be pursuing evidence here, here, and here. It looks like this is a problem. Lots of stuff to be done. If I had a year, and maybe she'd be able to do another $7,000-8,000 working from home for the business, checking emails, occasionally returning a phone call, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's mailing out the invoice. Very, very simple, unskilled stuff that you can do in a very short period of time on your own time. So it really can fit in with somebody's disabilities and inability to work any kind of schedule, needing flex hours, very limited hours. And this can totally be done. I'm convinced. I've seen it before. And I just wanted to put it out there because if the shoe fits, if you've done the work business contributions for the other partner who's putting it all under their Social Security number, and it's just been like gratis, the way I get paid is that there's a roof over my head, which is great. That's what we families do. But you can also recognize that in a more tangential way. And that person can now get credit for it with Social Security. All right. Always do it on the up and up, right? But if it's there and document it. That person should, going forward, document the hours and when she works. If it's a project, you could still do that. Sometimes we do a project and it's for a flat fee. That website was $5,000 or whatever. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you all. It is year end and now it's the time to make these decisions if one needs credits or one wants to get more credits, even if they have enough right now, they know their time is running out, like this person. Anyway, I hope it helps, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.